I did it again. I pressed the record button, walked out the room, and walked back in. Okay, so in this video, I've decided to give you guys a comprehensive dining hall and eatery guide. So basically, anything you can use a meal swipe on is going to be on here, pretty much. I went to each dining hall at different meal periods and each eatery, and I'm going to be ranking them 1 to 10. 10 is like a decent sit-down restaurant quality, and 1 is absolute trash. There were no 1s, thankfully. I'm also going to be dropping dining hall tips that I've picked up over my first year, and I hope you guys use it and eat good food. So I'm going to give you the rundown of the meal swipe system real quick. So you get a certain amount of swipes allocated per week, depending on your plan. I had the standard plan. I forget what it's called, it might be the blue plan, but it's basically 12 swipes per week with 300 flex dollars. And the swipes can be used at any dining hall, any eatery, 4 specific eateries that are listed in this video. And dining halls are all you can eat after you swipe in, and eateries have a set meal that you get. And you can only use 1 swipe per meal period, which is some specific time that you can look up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So a total you can use 3 meal swipes per day. Flex dollars are if you want to go back during the same meal period, you can use flex dollars to get into the dining hall, or you can also use flex dollars on Grubhub, and more on that later. But yeah, let's get to the food. So the first dining hall we got is Foothill Dining Hall, and I did not record a whole lot of footage for this. The rating I gave it was a 6.5 out of 10. I don't even remember what it was. It was some sort of chicken, but it was okay. But I'll take advantage of my lack of footage to just explain the general layout of most of these dining halls. So you have a main plate option, which is a grain, protein, some veggies, like that's just like the main thing on the menu. And then you have an allergen-friendly section, which is like people who are gluten-free, people who are allergic to nuts, people who are allergic to, whatever. They have cleaner cooked meats, like no breading. It's normally like gluten-free options, vegetarian options, and then they'll have a salad bar and a deli. So you have sandwich meats and tomatoes and sliced cheese, and then also like iceberg lettuce or like spinach mix, dressing, seeds, olive oil, and of course the dessert section. So next up is Clark Kerr Dining Hall, and I went during a brunch period. So what that means is, as I'm probably putting up on the screen now, there was kind of a split menu where there's both breakfast and what you would see a typical main plate meal would be, like chicken tenders, I believe is what they say. And during breakfast hours for most dining halls, they'll put out bagels and cream cheese, and they put out pastries, which is a typical breakfast, as well as having a main plate option. Like chicken tenders are normally a breakfast food, so they'll have it out at the same time. Anyways, the meal itself was it was pretty alright. As you could probably see, I got a good bit of food. I pulled from the main plate, the allergen friendly, and the brunch section. Overall, I'd rate it like a 6 out of 10. All of it was kind of whatever, especially the breakfast. Like the eggs are normally pretty bleh. The bagels though blew me away. I will not lie, I haven't had bagels that good in a good bit. I don't know if it was like the type of toaster that was there, or like the specialty cream cheese they had that day, but it was just spectacular. Like bagels 8.5. Yeah, that was Clark Kerr Dining Hall. So next is Cafe 3, and Cafe 3 is unique because they have a kosher section, and this kosher section is in addition to the other ones previously mentioned. So they still have allergen friendly, they still have main plate, they still have the salad bar, they still have the dessert. I like the kosher section because I believe the proteins you get from there are better cooked. And I guess this would be my first dining hall tip, is go to Cafe 3 because the kosher section is really good. Like there are days when the brisket is just like fall apart in your mouth. The chicken thigh is just like super juicy. Sometimes they have some pretty good beef stew. So I recorded 2 separate days. One of the days was much better. The other one, I think they ran out of something that I was looking at in the kosher section. I would rank the kosher section from the first day a 4, and from the second day an 8. The brisket was pretty good. This last dining hall is my favorite dining hall. This is Crossroads, and we usually abbreviate it to Croads. I recorded breakfast and lunch for Croads. Croads breakfast will have boiled eggs, a bagel making area, the waffle making area. They'll have scrambled eggs, typically some form of sausage. Sometimes they'll have pancakes. syrup. They'll have an area for making a parfait with oats and yogurt and fresh, like I said fresh, but with fruit. And overall, I give it a 7 out of 10. It was usually the parfait section carries. I don't normally go to breakfast, but I know there are people that enjoy it. But now let's talk about Crode's lunch. And a feature of Crode's lunch and dinner is the lemongrass area. So this is another place to pick from, and it's supposed to be like a Asian food specialty place. They have pretty good pork chops, or they had pretty good pork chops towards the end of the year, and they had pretty good chicken towards the end of the year, but that kind of fell off. But generally, the lemongrass food is better than main plate, so that's tip number 2. Go to lemongrass at Crode's. So on that particular day, they had Thai chicken, which is one of the better lemongrass dishes, and I'd rate it an 8.5 out of 10. So I've realized my footage for Crode's is much better for showing off the main plate, the soup and salad / deli section, the allergen friendly section, and the grill section, which is basically pizzas or burgers or sometimes like sloppy joes, pork sandwiches. Now a tip I have for utilizing the allergen friendly and soup section is to get a plate of the ground beef and maybe one of the chilies or bean soups and actually combine it. I would give it like a 6.5 out of 10. It's not like the tastiest thing ever, it's just the way to get a good bit of protein in and make it so the allergen friendly section isn't as bland. Now, probably the best thing I could recommend you to do to use the all-you-can-eat dining hall is bring containers to the dining hall. As you can see here, I brought containers and I packed them full with the main plate option, which was jerk chicken that day, and some veggies. And then later I returned to the dorm to reheat it in the microwave. I'll put like a paper towel over the top and maybe splash a little bit of water, and it turned out pretty okay. I'd give it like a 6.8 out of 10. I wouldn't quite call it a 7 out of 10, like relative to what I've ranked the other things, but it was like not that bad for reheated chicken. I'd say it's pretty good. I typically do this with tri-tip and brisket. Just that day I decided to try it with the chicken thigh, and it was pretty good. In addition to grabbing main plate proteins from the dining hall, my roommate and I would grab hard-boiled eggs during brunch periods so that we could have hard-boiled eggs throughout the week, whether that be for breakfast or for someone making ramen. You know, it's an excellent source of protein and make a good snack. Now, some days at Crode's, the menu online will be blank, and it will just be this like wild card grub. Like they'll have pork belly sometimes, like crispy pork belly randomly, free boba, or like boba in the dining hall, so all you can eat basically. And what's on the screen right now is the reaction to this like sausage fried egg dump combo that was just amazing. So look out for these days. So now we're on to the eateries, and the eateries on average will give you probably a better dining experience than a dining hall, and this is because the dining halls have so much variance. However, I think you can mitigate this variance for the all-you-can-eat option by simply going at earlier times. That's one tip. Going earlier being better because dining halls will run out of aspects of their menu. Like they might run out of tri-tip and they'll start serving ground beef instead. And then also scouting the menus ahead of time so that you know which dining halls will have which menu and then know which menu you want. So the first eatery is Monsoon's Kitchen, and they serve Indian cuisine. I did not actually get Monsoon's Kitchen for the video. This is what my roommate got. He rated it a 9 out of 10. This next eatery is called Ladle and Leaf. They serve sandwiches, soups, and salads. For a meal swipe, they'll give you half sandwich, half soup, or half soup, half salad, or full soup. Try the sandwich by itself. I'm gonna put a sausage in from like a Trader Joe's breakfast sausage. I mean, it's like whatever. Bread is okay. Veggies are like, I don't know if they're fresh. can't like tell very well, but okay, I've put the sausage in the. Decided to use some sriracha. Let's see how it tastes. Yeah, there's like no avocado in here. I mean, it's all right. Like I put sausage in between two pieces of bread. It's like it's all right. Try the soup also. I got the chicken corn tortilla. They're pretty good. I like it. A little bit of chicken. I think I'm gonna rate it holistically. With the soup, probably like a 7 out of 10. But like the things by themselves, like the sandwich is like a 6 or 5.5. The soup is like an 8. You know, it's pretty decent. This is the grub. Basically, you get one entree, which is like a protein. There's a vegetarian option, there's tofu. I usually get the tri-tip. I heard the chicken is not good and the salmon's fine. And you choose a sauce for it. I got the Sichuan sauce, which is in my opinion the best. Pairs well with everything. And you get 2 sides. So I'll probably put up the options, but I have the salad and the garlic fries. You can double up on these sides. Like I know people who do double fries, double salad, you know. We'll give this like a 9.5. The final eatery is the Golden Bear Cafe, usually abbreviated to GBC. There is a lot on this menu, but I typically get the Philly cheesesteak. The menu is generally like American fast food type, probably the least healthiest out of all of them, but it's pretty tasty. I always make sure to grab honey mustard sauce from the sauce station at GBC. I would rate this a 7.5 out of 10. It's up there, but it's fast food. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the meal swipe guide. I finished my first year at Berkeley, and I can confidently say a lot of these eating tips I figured out through trial and error. Ate a lot of bad food, ate a lot of good food, and I hope you guys will eat good food. So yeah, thank you. So watch me eat.